On TikTok, he has nearly 4 million followers, known as Chem Teacher Phil. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin, and joining us is Phil Cook. Hi, Phil.
Hi, Fred. Happy to be here.
Well, we're here to talk about STEM education, and you are a high school chemistry teacher. Tell us a little bit more about your background.
I've been teaching for 23 years, and as a chemistry teacher, you try and find all kinds of ways to get kids engaged in the content that you're teaching them. So for me, TikTok has presented a pretty good avenue to get them engaged and curious about the world around them. And that's also why I'm here to talk with you about some initiatives that can bring awareness to STEM education and how important it is that people get involved at an early age learning about STEM.
Well, you're involved with the Million Degrees for Good Challenge involving, I guess it's pronounced FriXion color sticks, erasable pens from Pilot. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Friction for Good Challenge is all about empowering kids to learn about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and giving them accessible tools to do that. So to that end, what Pilot is doing is they're going to be donating up to $60,000 based upon two main avenues. So people, if they're interested in helping and being a part of the Friction for Good Challenge, you can buy 10 packs of their FriXion color sticks at Target or Walmart, or the 16 pack at Amazon.
So tell us how this will work.
So the way that this works is when you buy those packs I just mentioned at those retailers, Pilot will take 25% of their profits and donate it directly to Girls Who Code, up to a total donation of $60,000. There's also another way that you can be involved with the Friction for Good Challenge, and that's by creating your own social media content, showing us how you use FriXion thermosensitive erasable ink pens and posting it on Instagram or on TikTok and adding the hashtag Friction for Good. So that's FRIXION for good. And for each of those posts, Pilot will make a donation to Girls Who Code up to a total donation of $60,000.
I saw one of the TikTok videos that you did where you involved a microwave oven with one of these pens. Tell me about that.
So something that I had never thought about was, why does a microwave oven have that little rotating plate? At least mine at home did. And I wanted to know why that was. And it turns out it's because microwaves have a relatively long wavelength. So you get hot areas and you get cold areas based upon how the waves interact with your food. From a chemistry perspective, the microwaves make your food rotate around, and that rotating generates friction. So what I did was took advantage of the FriXion thermosensitive ink, the erasable ink, and used that to help visualize where the hot spots and where the cold spots were, and showed how if you didn't have that rotating platter inside your microwave, you'd get a lot of hot spots and a lot of cold spots. But when that platter's in place and it's rotating around, you get much more even heating. And you could just see that because the ink would disappear where it was the hottest.
Very cool, and or hot as the case may be. But,
yeah.
And kids, do not put the pen in the microwave. Do not.
No. No, you want to just take a picture on some paper and then go from there.
So tell us how this whole thing happened with TikTok. Your kids, students urged you to do this?
Yeah, I do a lot of demonstrations in class, and it's a way for me to get them engaged, ask questions, and all of that kind of curiosity that I like to foster. And a girl in class said, hey, you should put this on TikTok. And at the time, TikTok was new to me. So I let her actually film it. And I said, hey, you film it. I'm just going to do the demonstration safely the way that I normally have done it. She posted it on my account and went from there. It just kind of took off from there. It exceeded my expectations, and it's given me a great avenue and a voice to kind of bring science to the masses and show them cool things like Pilot FriXion pens, which you can do a lot of really nerdy science experiments with.
And a lot of this happened during the pandemic, right? I mean, the growth of this.
Yes, absolutely. I think people were clamoring to learn more and just have something that sparked their curiosity, held their interest. And TikTok was a great platform to kind of show people that they may not have thought science was very cool, but they're actually quite curious about the world around them and how it works.
Now, there are a lot of products and toys out there with STEM labels on them. Are there things that parents and kids should be looking for when purchasing?
Well, the biggest thing that I would say is choose things that are going to enhance curiosity. So for me, the Pilot Frixion thermosensitive ink pen is something that's pretty easy. You're gonna get some for your kids when it comes back to school time anyway. And you can do some fun experiments at home. And there's actually a repository of activities, freely downloadable lesson plans from FriXionStem.com that parents can go to and do some science at home with your kids and learn about how that thermosensitive erasable ink actually works. So finding avenues like that where you can take something that they would be using anyway and showing them that there's a unique side to it is something that I would encourage all parents to do.
And where can they go for more information?
For more information, not only about the lesson plans that I mentioned, but also the Frixion for Good challenge, you go to FriXionStem.com. You can download the lesson plans. There's some videos that I've made on there that help if you're not familiar with how to do the experiments, and learn more about how you can do some good by supporting girls who code.
And here's the tricky part. It's spelled FriXion STEM.com.
That's
Phil
right.
Cook, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks a lot.